can't beat it. The feeling you get from a Coca-Cola. You can't beat it. You can't beat the feeling. Hey, 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 can't top it. Ooh, can't stop it. The feeling you get from a Coca-Cola. Pop, pop it. You can't beat the feeling.
All right, in today's video, we're gonna be taking a look at the latest and greatest product from New Wave Toys. This is their 1/6 scale vending machine, specifically the Coca-Cola machine, 1987 aesthetic. So we have the Enjoy Coke logo on the front of it. We also have their classic slogan, "You can't beat the feeling," they started using in 1987. Had a nice little jingle that went on to television and radio ads all the way through 89. And I always have to commend New Wave Toys on their outstanding packaging. It's very collector friendly. It's a box within a box, and make sure you don't damage anything as you're opening everything up. Inside those boxes, you do get some awesome accessories. We got some medical grade tweezers. We also have a nice little sponge, the vending instruction manual, a couple of faux $1 bills, as well as a lot of faux quarters. One of my absolute favorites is these metallic tweezers. These are like surgical grade. You're thinking, why do I need tweezers? Well, because this is a functional vending machine. You'll be able to put in little tiny quarters inside the machine and actually buy yourself a Coke, which is very impressive. We also get this little New Wave vending logo sponge. And you're like, why do I need a sponge? Well, it's because inside it does get some condensation and water vapor buildup and things like that. Put that sponge at the bottom, absorbs it, clean it up, nice and neat. It does come with this accessorized shelf as well, so you can add that to your machine. Very minimal storage capacity inside. Basically, you've got enough room for a single can here at the bottom and a single can up here at the top. You take the tray out, you can put a single glass bottle in there, but that's it. Like I said, this is a bit of a novelty product, obviously. It does function as a cooling device. I'm not going to use the word refrigerator because technically it's a thermoelectric cooling device. It's not your traditional refrigeration. So, I mean, it's a small scale machine. So you're thinking, why didn't they put a refrigerator in it? Blah, 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 blah. Well, it's because number one, it's not cost conducive. And number two, it would present all sorts of practical application problems to actually try to condense and miniaturize a condensed refrigeration unit. So they went thermoelectric. Basically, it's going to get room temperature, chill it down about 20-30 degrees depending on your atmospheric conditions. And as far as how cold this will cool, I've had this on for a couple hours, put the thermometer in there, and as you can see, it got down to 46 degrees. So not quite freezing or anything, but enough to definitely chill a beverage for a while. But again, like I said, this is pretty much going to be a novelty. You can only get 2 cans in there or 1 glass bottle. But it is, a neat feature that it actually functions and actually will chill a beverage, but don't expect this to be replacing your mini fridge or your standard refrigerator anytime soon. It is neat that it functions as that, but my favorite part about this is that it functions as a true to life vending machine. So on the back here, we can turn it on to 1 of 2 settings, turn it on to the cooling mode where it activates the fans and has your beverages starting to chill, or you can just turn it on to solo vending machine mode where it lights up the machine. As you can see, we have the dollar bill insert right there. We do get some faux dollar bills that we can, have as a display. The dollar bill insert doesn't actually function. You can't actually put the fake dollar bills in there. We do have a nice bright green illuminated LED in there, which is nice. The Coke machine, as you can see, does have some nice illumination on the front. There is some hot spots, so namely up here on the left, as well as the top left-hand corner and down here. That's something that's kind of different in my eyes from New Wave Toys. Normally they are just absolutely meticulous when it comes to every single detail. This one looks like it's going to have some issues from the factory as far as QA. By no means does it affect how the product works. It's just an aesthetic difference right here. I think they should have put maybe some diffusion, a little more extra in there just to get rid of these hot spots. Like I said, normally New Wave Toys just absolutely murders and knocks it out of the park with their exceptionally fine details. I think this is just an issue with the factory right here as far as this not being 100% diffused and having these hot spots, because previous products they've released that all have LED illumination have never really had this issue. So that's kind of surprising to me. But like I said, functional Coke machine, we do get 6 small Coca-Cola cans. They are metal. They actually feel weighted, and they feel essentially like having a AA battery that's split up into 3 parts. But you can put in the tiny coins into the machine if you wish. Obviously, adult-sized man hands, that's going to be problematic, hence where the tweezers come into play. You put in your 2 quarters if you can. Of course, I just dropped it. If you lose your quarters or don't want to mess with the tweezers and trying to fiddle it into that small spot, you can basically hit this red button right here twice, and it's the same thing as if you would have inserted 2 coins. Now, if you just put in 1 quarter, it does nothing. So keep that in mind. You will have to put in 2 quarters, or you will have to push that button. But once you do, as you can see, we've got all the lights here illuminated. It looks great. You can make any one of these buttons activated to get your beverage. So you don't have to hit the top one, the middle one, whatever. You can hit whatever button you want. And as soon as you do, voila, the can comes out. I'm going to cheat and use these tweezers because, again, man-sized hands. But we got our nice beverage in there. As far as loading the beverages, it's a breeze. You just take the cans, slide them in here. Sometimes they do get wonky and stand up on you, but that's not really an issue to me. You just kind of have to fiddle with them and smash them down. If you're worried about getting your coins back, don't, because there's a nice little box over here where your coins will be stored, so you can dump those out whenever you're ready and get back to vending on your machine. Like I said, on the back, we do have the 2 options as far as controlling the machine. We have the vending and the on. You turn it to on, activates the fans, and turns on the thermoelectric cooling. These fans are pretty noisy, so if you're putting this on top of your desk or something like that, keep that in mind. Pretty much the same kind of standard ambient noise as if you would turn on a small circular fan. Like I said, it's a gimmicky product, but it's something that I absolutely love. I love the fact that it freaking functions as an actual vending machine. That just blows me away. Like, it just, you know, put those quarters in, get those cans out. It just, that is, to me, is super impressive. As far as small scale as it is, obviously they pride themselves with the arcade line. It ties in exceptionally well as far as scale and everything with their already released Replica line of arcades. But this is something that's really, really cool to me. I'd love to see something in the future like a snack machine or maybe a jukebox or something like that. I think those would be great additions to their retro aesthetic line of products. But this is amazing. My only 2 gripes on it really are the LED hotspots that we have there, as well as the size of the power brick. Go ahead and unplug it. It's a little bit girthy, a little bit too fat for my liking, especially if you got a bunch of arcade machines or other devices plugged into nearby outlets. This is going to take up quite a bit of space on your outlet. So I wish they had some sort of smaller power adapter that came with this machine. But other than that, very happy with my purchase. If they release other machines that are, soda machines like Dr. Pepper or whatever, I'll probably buy those just because I'm a sucker for that as well. I think they did an exceptional job. I saw some people, complaining that they should have made this a USB charging bank instead of a refrigerator / vending machine. They've already done that with the coin, USB charge machine, the coin change machine. So I'm actually glad they didn't do that. I think it's, a silly gimmick that we got the thermoelectric refrigeration, but if it didn't, if all it did was vend, people would gripe. So it's one of those things where you can't please everybody. But to me, the build quality on everything feels nice and sturdy. The LED light ups of all our different choices, obviously they all say Coke for licensing reasons, but you could easily change those with some at home printed stickers. The fact that we got LEDs on the coin, we have the appropriate size, scale, and aesthetic of the original machines from the 80s. I mean, this thing just looks amazing. I love that it freaking, like I said, I can't overstate that enough. I can't tell you how much I love that it actually functions as a vending machine where you put quarters in. I mean, that's super impressive. And if you didn't put in the quarters and you still just pushed that button and got cans, I would still be equally impressed. So great job to New Wave Toys. Obviously a little bit of room for improvement, like I said, with the LED hotspots. And again, if I'm splitting hairs, maybe a smaller power brick in the near future. But other than that, guys, let me know your thoughts and opinion of these miniaturized Coke machines. Are you gonna get one? They also have a new Coke variety, which is basically the same machine, only it says new Coke, like the 1985 attempt at a new product release with new Coke from Coca-Cola. But let me know your thoughts and opinions down in the comments below. Are you gonna get one of these? Let me know. If you enjoyed the video, make sure you hit that like button, share this video with your friends if you found the information helpful. And as always, thanks for watching, guys. Really means a lot.